The first calendar system that I'm going to talk to you about is referred to as a now box or a now and finished box. The wonderful thing about this system is it's a great introduction to communication. The idea behind this is that as soon as we present our now box, so the time is now, we're going to give this to the individual. We're going to put our tactile cue in there. We're going to tell them that it's blocks, or perhaps we'll use the PECS symbol for blocks. And you can always just put a piece of Velcro on the back of your PEC and on an area on your now box if they're using that, so that you have a nice little movable. The nice thing about this for people who don't really like to be pulled or pushed in any direction, you can take it to them. So it becomes a mobile unit. You can take it to them, say, okay, it's time to play blocks. We can touch it, we can feel it, and we'll go and do that item right now. The big thing about this is that it's now. So be ready that as soon as you present this box, it means we're going to do it right now. The other piece to this is that as soon as we're finished that activity, we're going to use a finished box. And by the way, both of these bins, they're IKEA bins. They're fairly inexpensive. You could really use any type of bin or bucket that you have at home. You can get them from the dollar store. So once we've played blocks, we're finished blocks. We're now going to take this block, drop it in our finished box, and we can sign blocks finished. So again, we have time now. So you can say time now. Give them this block. We're going to play blocks. Put it in there. Go and do that activity right away. As soon as you're finished, come back to your now box. We're going to take it out. We're going to plop it into our finished box, and we're going to sign blocks are finished. And you're done, and you walk away from the activity. So we're going to continue talking about now communication, where you're presenting the individual with just the one thing that we're going to do right now. One of the easy ways to do this, just a piece of construction paper, you can print out now, and I just have these paper slips. You can get them at the dollar store, you can order them in bulk from Staples. You put them in here. So the idea is that for somebody maybe who uses PECS symbols or words, you can just tape that on there. So again, you can bring this to them. You would say, okay, time now. We're going to play blocks. You can play blocks, do what you're doing. As soon as you're done, you come back and you go, okay, great. The blocks are finished now, so let's take it off. We're going to sign blocks finished or finish. And then, again, another container picked up from the dollar store. We put finish on there. We're going to drop it in there because now it's finished. So it's no longer on our time now. We've taken it off and we've put it in our finished box. So again, we can concretely sign the blocks are finished, and we're putting it away. So once that goes away, it's done. It's out of there. Another piece that you can use is if you're going to be traveling places. So say you're going on an outing today, and you have to go to the grocery store, next you have to go to the bank, and then you're going to go for ice cream. This is a great little thing that you could use. It's a traveling now box. So the idea is this is literally just a Rubbermaid container. You can put the cues that you're going to be using, whether it's written words or it's PECS or whatever you're using, real pictures of the places. You can store them in your container. You can either use tape or you can use a little piece of Velcro on the back of each one and on here. To make these last a little longer, if you don't have an ability to laminate at home, I just use clear packing tape. So I put a piece of clear packing tape on the front, a piece of clear packing tape on the back, and it gives it a little more durability. It's not as easy to rip. For those of you that have paper ripping is fun. They last a little bit longer. So you can take your activity out. Your first one's grocery shopping. You pop that on there, and we're saying, okay, so time now. We're going grocery shopping, and you can go into the grocery store. When you come back out, you can say, okay, it's finished. Take it off, put it inside the box. Now you're done. The next place we're going, it's the bank. So you pull out your bank one, you can tape it on there. Okay, now we're gonna go to the bank. We can go to the bank, same thing. When you come out, the bank's finished. Take it off, pop it in there. So this is something that can be easily used in the car, on your lap, while you're traveling on a bus, anything like that. And it can be really easily shoved into a purse or into a backpack so that when you're out in the community, you have the ability to still communicate with something concrete. So you're using your voice, you're using the sign, written words, pictures, whatever is going to work best for the individual you're supporting.